Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House, and I'm here today to make some ephemera pieces. And you can check out all of our videos at Joey143Jenny on YouTube, and you can also follow along with us on Instagram at Joey143Jenny. And we have a Facebook page. We'd love if you joined and engaged with us there. It's Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. So basically what I did is I went back into my mystery bundle printables from Artzology. I got it on Amazon, or not Amazon, good grief, Etsy. She has printable bundles 1 and 2, and I purchased both of them. They were very inexpensive when I purchased them. And I've used them so many times. I went in today and printed them, and I also tried to organize a little bit. So they're very, very random. So they're definitely a mystery, and they're very random. So what I did was I made a folder on my computer for my favorites, ones that I went back in and printed again, and I probably will print another time too. And then I made a category, like, for instance, red, white, and blue. So if I'm going to be doing something for 4th of July or something like that, you know, so I just tried to organize them a little bit. And then there were a lot that I didn't organize because they were very specific to other things that are not currently anything that I'm necessarily interested in. But the bundle was definitely worth it for me. So I went back in and reprinted some more, and printed some that I hadn't printed before. So you've probably seen this if you've followed along at all. And I made these little, you know, cut them out, and I made a journal card / pocket with it for the painter's tarp journal. And I put the card on the wrong, you know, I glued it down wrong. And so I'm determined to make more of those. So I printed out some more. I printed them on cardstock, so I'll definitely use those again. And then I printed these also from the bundle that I wanted to use to make those types of journal cards. So this is just, like I said, you know, there's just such a variety. I printed 2 of those. I loved them. Such a variety of things that you're going to see in there. And they'll also have, I think I printed 2 of the same thing, but they had a different hue to them. I don't know if I can identify that right away, but just maybe this is it, I think. Yeah. So see how one is more of a very pastel, and one is a very vibrant, and yet it's the same. It's the same design. So that's also some of the things that you'll get, which I just loved them both. So I printed some cardstock to make journal cards, and then I also printed some just on copy paper to use to tear, and pages and things like that. And there's some really great pages, and there's lots of background pages. So if you're ever looking for background pages, it's a good one too. So I'm just very, very happy with the purchase for sure. And I hope that you'll go in and get it for yourself. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I wanted a few big journal cards. And so let's see. The journal is 6.5, 8.5 by 11. So the journal is 5.5 typically, ish, 5.5 to 6, something like that. So I think I'm going to go with a 5. Cut these down to maybe, some of these down to maybe 5. I'm going to test out my cutter because it's supposed to do 10, I think it's 10 pages. And so I'm going to do some of them at 5, and then I'll have that 6 left, and I can make, you know, smaller cards. But let's see if it'll go through all of this cardstock. Pretty smooth. Not complete though. Let's see. 1, 2. No, just 2. So let's go back. 3. All right. Well, it's okay. I had to do 3 runs with it, but so we're going to start out with just these, and then we might get that cutter back out. So I'm trying to plan because I want to do some mask making, and so in my mind I'm like, okay, I've got to plan this out. So I wrote myself a note just to remind myself what I want. I want to put book page on each one. I want to put a paper scrap or tear some paper to put on each one, and then I just want a focal point, and I'm also going to put, you know, one of these on. So that's the plan. And the plan also is for these, for me, for these to run this way. I think this one I'm going to go this way because it has a little bit more white here. Let's turn these out. Okay, I think that's fine. That's fine. And I'm looking to see if there's any direction necessarily. And I think that looks good there. Okay. I've got my paper, my book pages here. And then I have from the bundle tons of paper. You can see I've used this one even before as paper to tear. So I'm going to just pull some of these. Well, I'm going to pull them out of this little one and just see what I'd like to use. Maybe just keep them all. See this one I'm talking about? Like that's a page. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I'm going to keep that out. There's another page. I might have copied that twice. There's that one again. I did it as a page to be able to tear. I might tear that and put it on something else. Here's a couple more of these. Just so pretty. I made this as one to work on. Page. Here's that again. You could see I was loving a lot of these. I ended up printing them several times. I think that'll be fun. I printed that one on paper as well. I loved these. That'll be good for collage. Okay. All right. I'm just going to start with that and go from there. Okay. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Bumped you with my elbow. All right. Let's just get started then. So where's my list? I'm going to do a book page, paper scrap, butterfly flower, or bird, butterfly, or a flower. And so I think what I'm going to do is make some room here and just try to do them all at one time. Let's get this out of the way. I brought some other things in case I get done quick enough, which I'm not very quick, so that's probably not going to happen. All right, so we'll do 4. We'll start out with 4. And then what I'm going to do is I want to put one of these on each one. You can put it anywhere you want. I'm gonna go like that. Okay, I'll set these aside. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold where I do not want to glue, because last time I glued over here, and then, you know, I mean, I glued here, and then the pocket made it too big. So I'm going to just flip that over, and I'm going to get out my, what is this? Art glitter glue. And I'm going to glue that down. Am I doing that right? Yeah. Because I want to leave the top open as well, because I want that little hole to be above too. So, all right. I'm going to test it. Make sure I did it right this time. Oh boy. Okay, it looks like what I need to do is, yeah, okay, so I need to just do a thin line right here underneath that little punch. Okay. All right, I think I've got it now. It's so beautiful here today. I hope it's super nice where you're at. This is Joey's first day back to work in 10 weeks. And I think he was super excited because he was up and about, and just had a smile on his face when he went to work. You know, there's just something about working and having that accomplishment. And I think the day is going really, really well for him. Okay, I don't want to do it there, so we'll go like that. But I can't wait, you know, for dinner time and us to chat through how it went. Because it's not only that he is back to work, he started with a new company today as well. And so that's very, very exciting. We're super happy about it. It's he's going to be working for a university here in town, and so that's going to be awesome. Okay, let's see. Now this one's going to go over here, so I want this to be not, put that there. So I hope you all are having a good day and that it's nice where you're at and you have a chance to do something creative. And I hope you had a very nice Easter. We had my girls over. Joe's son had to work. He's in the restaurant business, so he worked. He wasn't able to make it, but he and his mom from what I understand, had a really nice Easter dinner. So that's fun. And then after we had lunch, which was a very minimal lunch, we just had sandwiches and more of a picnic style lunch. All right, did I glue that down? Okay. All right, now I need book page and paper scrap. So let's get the book page down. Anyways, then we all went outside and tried to fly kites, but there just wasn't enough wind to get it going. But man, did we have fun. It was so funny. Back in our backyard, all the electrical wires run along the front of the house where the road is. And so in our land in the back, the yard and the woods and all that, of course, there's no wires or lines or anything. So the kids were able to just run and it was just super fun, and it was really funny as the adults tried to get into the action, So super fun. Then everybody kind of got sleepy being out in the sun and giggling and laughing and having a full tummy. And my oldest daughter and her husband and their 4 children had gotten up to go to the sunrise service at their church. And so they were so tired. I mean, you could just tell naps were a-coming. And so it was kind of an early day. Then we went over and saw my mom, took her some lunch, and that was very sweet. And then I came back, and Joey and I sat out on the porch, and we just had a nice beverage. I had some iced tea. It was so good. I had made a fresh thing of iced tea. I mean, tea doesn't last long here, so it's almost always fresh. It's usually no more than a day old, but and yeah, so then we just sat out and just had such a nice time. I mean, Joey says I'm a busybody, and I think what he means by that is I have to be busy. Not nosy, I'm just have to be busy. And so it's very hard for me to not do something, to just sit. Very hard. I enjoy it, but I always feel like, oh, I should be doing something. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. but I always feel like I should be doing something. And mainly something productive, you know. So, that's going to be pretty. So I was determined on Easter to not, do any, not do any chores, and, so we sat out there, and we sat out there for hours. Well, I don't know, hours, maybe hour and a half, maybe. And I was so determined. I was just thought, oh, the deer are going to come up. They're not going to notice us, but we ended up being too loud, I think. So, no deer. No deer came. And, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. I'm going to put it maybe over on this page. It's just like an old wallpaper. So anyways, yeah, we sat out. It was so nice. And then I think really the only reason we ended up coming in is because I got chilled after the sun went past the house. I got, chilled being out in the shade, so not real sure here. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to need one other component besides, what's going on here? I think it's going to need one other component besides just the next component. I think it's going to need a label. I better add that. Label. We'll see. Might need something else. We'll see. I don't know. But anyways, we had a nice time, and it's always nice, even though, Joey's been home for the last 10 weeks. We're busy. We're doing stuff. I mean, we do stop for meals with each other, but he's been, since he's been able to get up and around, he's been outside working a lot. He's been trying to get a few things done around the house inside, and so just stopping to talk and really not even about anything crucial, just, catching up with your friend. And that's what we did. We just caught up as friends with each other, and it was just super sweet. All right, let's give it a try. Let's see what's going to go on here. I might knock down some of the white on, some of this. So, so we did that. Then what did we do? Oh, we decided to have Chinese for dinner. Couldn't believe there was a Chinese restaurant that was open last night. Everything else in our little town, was closed for Easter, which I totally understand that. I figured they would be closed, but we were just shocked. I mean, we didn't do any chores. It wasn't like, oh, it was just exhausting getting ready to have friends or to have family over. It wasn't anything like that. It was just such a sweet, low energy day that we were a little bit lazy last night. We're just like, ugh. In my mind, I was like, ugh, I do not want to cook tonight. I just want to. I told him, I said, what I would like to do is just call room service, but we live here, so we don't have room service. So, it's up to us. So we had Chinese, and we've gotten to a point where we don't eat out hardly at all anymore. We're trying to, put that money into our house and other things. And then occasionally, if we decide that, you know, we want to go thrifting or something like that, we'll eat out while we're doing that, and that's fun. But we're working at it. You know, when I was working in the corporate and Joey was working too, you know, you had that disposable type of income to where you could, you know, do a little bit more like that. But another thing about that was, you know, you'd come home and you were just so busy with work at work that you just didn't want to cook or anything. Well, now being retired, I've always enjoyed being in the kitchen, but now I'm not as energy zapped, you know. But yesterday I think we were just lazy, really, which was okay. We don't get that way very often, so I think it was fine. We had a nice dinner. This little restaurant in our town is just so good. So it was a very, very nice. And I get like a little dinner that they have. And so it has a little bit, you know, let's see, it has rice and chicken and an egg roll, and does it have something else? But anyways, it's plenty and just enough, you know. Like, it's so good, you're thinking if you had more, you would eat more. But you're glad that's all it was, because it's just so good. So we were definitely full. Then we decided to get to bed early so that today wouldn't be too hard this morning. Because, you know, we've been getting up at like 7:30, something like that. And now, you know, we're back to getting up at 5. So we thought, well, we better not rush, or we better not stay up too late tonight. So we went to bed kind of early and got up at 5. Have our coffee together, back on that routine. We have our coffee together. Usually we do a Bible devotion together. We did not do that today. We've got to get back in our habit of that. We've been doing separate things, you know, over the last 10 weeks because we're getting up at different times. You know, we're not both, we haven't been synced in with each other getting up. So we need to get back to that, which I always enjoy. And then I got up and made Joey breakfast and get his day started while he got ready for work. It was a little bit emotional. He's like, "You're not going to cry, are you?" And I just was like, "Baby." You know, I was super excited that he was going back to work, but, you know, after having him home for 10 weeks, kind of get used to seeing your guy whenever you want, you know. But I just can't wait to hear how it all went when he gets home. So, okay, I think this is coming along. I think I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit. It seems a little far away. All right. And I think I mentioned that, I can't remember if I mentioned this or not because I made a video and it did not take. And so I don't know what I mentioned on that, what I didn't mention. But anyways, our granddaughter's birthday is coming up this week. And she's going to be gone, so the party isn't this week. And we need to get her gift, but I also wanted to make something, so I'll be working on that. Okay, I don't like the way that looks right there, so I'm just gonna bump, you know, just kind of get that white out a little. I should have done that before I put these on, but I didn't. but I can see the white, so I just don't like that. My stomach's growling. It's probably saying, hey, you need a snack, which I don't. I do have a sleeveless shirt on today. That's how nice it is out. And I'm in between a sleeveless and a sweater. So I keep putting my sweater on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. Okay, now we're up to bird, butterfly, flower. So let's look at, this has a big space. So I wonder if we could get a bird on that. I don't know, I feel like I need something even bigger than that. These are ones I've cut out and just haven't put in the book. Oh, that's really big. That's not going to work. If the card was the other way, it would work. Okay. Let's see. I do have some of these. I still feel like that's not quite big enough. This one's cute. That might work for one of them. I'll set that over. This is very beautiful. Maybe that would work. That might work, so we'll keep that out. Keep that out. I'm just looking for size right now. I think some of these might work size-wise. Okay, let's work with these couple. And I can't remember where I got these. I don't remember. It's very pretty though. I think that might go with that one. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Kind of offsets it a little bit, but I don't think it shows up as much. Okay, this is one we need to find something for. All right. I think these are going to work well. Just knock back that white a little bit. Hope I don't shake too badly. So the other thing coming up is we get to watch my daughter and her family's dog. And we adore their dog, Lolly. She's a Boston Terrier. Boston Terrier. I think that's what it is. And just the sweetest dog ever. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And I've told you before, I'm not an animal person. I love that there's animal people out there. I love how much people care about their animals, and I would want nothing less than that. It's just absolutely hurtful to me to see an animal not prized, I guess I should say. I love to see how my sister, Kathy, takes care of her animals. Her dogs are just, she's just the sweetest to her dogs. I've just never been an animal person. I just never have. Our whole life we've had animals growing up, pets. Throughout my marriage and with Joey, pets, till, just this past year, when we lost both of his adult lifelong friends, but just never have been an animal person. I don't have that connection. Just don't have it. But Lolly, I, for some reason, have a connection with Lolly, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just absolutely have this connection with her, and I just love her to pieces. That's all there is to it. All right, so that one's almost done. So she's coming. Let's see. Is she coming this week? She's coming later this week. Oh, that's going to be so fun. Oh, she is the sweetest. She's still in her early years, and so there's a little bit of puppy still in her. So a lot of times Joey always brings me coffee in the morning, coffee in bed, which is super sweet. So when she stays with us and he brings me coffee, he'll let her run and jump to wake me up, which, you know, is not the funnest way to be woke up, but Joey thinks it's funny, and so is Lolly. So I'll have that to look forward to. But anyways, I'm looking forward to it. And then I have the craft retreat coming up, and I'm so pumped about it. I have got to get situated. One thing I do when I go to something like that, a retreat of some sort or something like that, is I pretty much have things that travel, you know. So for instance, all of my punches that I use on a regular basis are in I'll show you here in just a second. Let me get this down. I'll show you. They're in this little, what is that? Loaf pan. So they're in this little loaf pan, and so this is just going to go, I get a Rubbermaid tub, and this just goes in the Rubbermaid tub, just like that. So I don't have to repack a lot of things. And like, for instance, here's the majority of my stamp pads that I use on a regular basis. I just keep it in here. So this is just going to get packed. And then I have a wire kind of, I think it's used for like a spice rack. You get them at like the Dollar Tree or whatever. It used to be a dollar place. And I take that with me, and then that way, on the table that we get, I think the table is like 3.5 feet wide. I can put that on, and then I can stash like my punches and my bowl of inks and stuff, you know, under there, and then I can still put things on top. And so I just take it as is, and it works really well. All right, so now we've got those done. Let's look at a label and see if that will finish. And if it doesn't, I might have to think of something else on my own, because I don't want the video to go too super long. Okay, so I want this to have a label. And my first is always to go to my Tracy Fox labels, because I just love them so much. And I think that one's going to look nice. So I'm going to put that there. The thing about, you know, Tracy's label is like, so you get them like that. You could get them like that, and then you can leave them square, or you could cut around them. So it's just whatever. And then there's a variety. So see the difference in the colors? You see the difference in the colors? One's a little bit tan, one's a little bit brown. I think my first shot was the one. And then what I did was I printed them on label paper, sticker paper. Probably the most challenge I have is putting a label on straight. Oh my gosh, that's not too bad. I need like a label leveler. So I don't think that's too bad. And then I can put a little something in here. Do I have anything in the pickle jar that I can show you. Something, even this, like something like that. It's got some glitter in it. Save that for like the holiday time. What's this one? So if you haven't seen my pickle jar before, it's just basically any little things, little snips of things go in here, and then I pull from it. Oh, sorry. I pull from it for all kinds of stuff. Sometimes I just have a pickle jar day. Okay. Oh my gosh. You know what I just did? Oh, brother. I don't even know what I'm doing. Look at that. I think I'm losing my mind. I did it on this one too. Oh boy. All right, this one I'm going to try to remember. I didn't do it on this one. Oh my gosh, I am such a nerd. All right. Because see, I wanted to put something in there. Ah, what in the world? Do I have something small? Do I have a ticket? Brother. This is the whole reason I wanted to redo them, is because I messed them up the first time. Got to stay with what I'm doing. Okay, I was looking through some stuff and I found a Barry Manilow ticket. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And then this one, I think is Beach Boys. I don't know. I found it in some of my stuff. It wasn't from anything that I went to. Not that I'm not that cool, but I didn't go to the concerts. I didn't go to that concert. Those concerts, I guess I should say. Okay, let's see if this will fit. Well, at least I can get one in there. One little thing in there. Brother. What do I have here that will fit in this one? Unbelievable. Will this fit? Barely. Barely, but it does. And it's okay. Oh, I tell you what. I drive myself crazy sometimes. That's pretty. I don't know if you can hear my stomach. It is really growling. You could put all kinds of stuff in that one because it's bigger. Where's that fourth one? I'm going to put something in it now before I close her up. Excuse me if you can hear my tummy growling. Okay, okay. Wait. That's a pretty color. This one, I don't know if that's the right color for that. If that would look better. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we've got that one done. Ugh. And these need labels. That needs a label and a focal. All right. All right, that one's done. Okay, this one needs a label. And I'm going to do one of these. I think it really needs something there for sure. Boy, I've only heard one train today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if everybody's taking a holiday today for yesterday and there's no trains going or what. But I've only heard the one. But then again, sometimes, you know, you get so used to it, you don't really hear them at times. Okay, I think that one's so pretty. That little bird. I wish I could remember where I got that. I'm going to have to look it up and see if I can find it. Do I want green? I don't hate it. Do I want red? No. And the Tracy labels, you can also, you know, she also has some that are printed. They have different things on them, like these things here. But I kind of wanted a blank label. I guess I'll put it right there. And then I need to find one and a focal point for the other. And then I think we'll be done. Well, okay. Oof, this is what I mean, getting it straight. Better. Not much better, but better. Let's see if I can get it. Oh. If I can get it off, I'll just put a different one there. Thankfully, I have plenty. Okay, I gotta get it straight. I can't take it. All right. Come on. Now, I think I hear a train coming. I hear the rattling before I hear the actual, you know, horn. I hear the rattling of it. Okay, now let's look for maybe a butterfly or something. Is this the right one? Nope, those are flowers. Okay. Well, a flower would be pretty. Or something. Something kind of big. I think I have some big butterflies. Like this is pretty. I like it. One of my subscribers reminded me about using the thread, which I do love, for the antennas. And I told her, I said, oh, thank you for the reminder, because I do love doing that. I have got to put some black thread. Just leave my black thread out. So then I forgot. But I do need to do that because I do like how that looks. I have this green one left over from earlier. I kind of like it there. Yeah. I mean, the video is still a little long. I need to wrap it up. But for me, this is a lot to accomplish in 46, 47 minutes. So I think I'll just get better at it with time, but having this, you know, my list down. So let's take a really quick look And I just want to remind you all that we pray blessings over you, and we're so grateful for you. And we want you to always know how special you are and that you're so loved. Let's go out a little bit. There you go. All right. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a really great rest of the day, and we'll see you in the next video. It was super fun. Bye-bye.